Hello, my name is Eric and it's journaling time once again. And this is the last prompt series to our executive functions. And it's on journaling itself. And I've realized journaling is so important that I incorporated it as one of the major elements in my upcoming book, Executive Functions, The Infrastructure for Student Success. So for journaling, I'm just going to go over some of the few benefits that I've come across and that I know work not only from personal experience, but also from students and working with and talking with other people and things of that nature. But the reason why I wanted to bring it up today is because journaling is such a powerful, simple thing to do, and it's almost hardly any cost at all, that I feel that everybody really needs to do it, because it gives you that personal time to yourself and allows you to hear your own thoughts. And after coming off of COVID the last few years, a lot of people were cooped up and they were isolated, and there was a lot of talk about mental health popping up. And for anybody that may have gone to a therapist or a psychologist, one of the main things they always tell you to do is start journaling, because it's a great way just to take all the thoughts and feelings and just dump them on the page. And there's something to be said about writing in a book as opposed to typing it. When we write, our eyes are connected to the pen, and somehow that connection gives us into kind of like a meditative state. And it kind of allows us to be at one with our thoughts. This is why it's so important. Besides, in terms of the executive function side of things, I use it on the executive function side to brainstorm how are things going, or I should say reflect on how things are going. All the systems we've done and the chapters we've done earlier, from environment to tools of the trade to systems, routines, and time management, a student can use these to reflect upon how are they working? Are they not working? How could I fix them? And as we start using journaling as a way to reflect on ourselves, then we can start to take charge of our lives. We can make amendments. And then you can start to create your own prompts. And when you can create your own prompts, then you can start directing and navigating your life wherever you want to go. It's an incredibly powerful tool, from emptying our thoughts just to kind of clear our heads so we don't build up with anxiety, using as brainstorming. I use it with my students. If they're given a prompt by a teacher or professor, the first thing I usually do is, let's do a page of journaling and just write about it and see what pops up. And then from there, we can kind of see what they were discussing in their own head and find an angle that they liked. And then from there, we set up the whole process of writing the paper. As well as, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, a way to reflect upon how things are going. They can be on your life, it can be on a friend or family, it can be on yourself, it can be on executive functions or whatever it is you're doing. That way there's always a personal kind of reflection. Because really, when we're talking about this stuff about changing behaviors or amending behaviors, most of the ways we do it, it's not by like building, a wall or building a wood thing. These are all intangible things. So it's changing behaviors is really by becoming aware of what our tendencies are. And by becoming aware of it, we can redirect which way things are going to go. And it may take some time, and it will take consistency, but this is why journaling is so powerful. And like I mentioned before, for the amount of money it costs to buy a journal book and what you get out of it, it's the best bang for the buck that I can see out there. And it's become such an important part of my life over the last few years that, like I said, I've made it the last chapter of the book I'm writing, because it's a way to give back to ourselves daily. It gives us that little slice of time where we're not worried about our family, we're not worried about our dogs or whatever else may be going in our lives, and we're giving back to ourselves. And as we get older and older and older, this becomes more and more invaluable. So, without any further ado, let's get to writing our journal. But before we start, let me just remind everybody, if you liked any of the journal books you see in the opening intro, please follow the Amazon link to Amazon and purchase one. Help support the channel, would be greatly appreciated. And if you can like, comment, and share, would love that as well too. What I would really like to see is have people put their own prompt ideas into the comment section. That way we can start to get a conversation going, and I can see what people are liking and which directions they want to go in. I would love to do that. It's a great way to kind of connect with everybody. So without any further ado, let's get to journaling. Okay. So, location, date, time, and mood. And the prompt for today is really simple. What are the benefits you have seen from journaling? All right. Enjoy the process, everybody. See you at the other end. Okay, everybody. I hope everybody had a good journaling session. I know I did. And I realized that in this journaling session about journaling, and I was reflecting on the benefits that I've gotten, one of the main things I just realized that I had forgotten is when you journal daily over a long period of time, one of the things that, like I like to refer to the students, a shallow benefit, meaning it's like one of the easiest things that pops up, it takes a little bit of time, your writing goes through the roof. When we journal, we don't worry about format, spelling, or what we're going to write a lot of times. We just want to be in the moment, like a jazz musician soloing. They're not knowing what's coming next. They're just directly in the present. And that's the best way to connect with our thoughts. And it becomes a great way for us to connect with ourselves. And we can go off from there too. However, when we do this daily, one of the benefits that comes out of it is our writing goes through the roof. Our format gets better, our spelling gets better, our sentence structure gets better, and our confidence on writing gets better. My background lies in physics and mathematics, and I used to teach math, and I used to teach music, and I used to also teach martial arts years ago. I was not really a great writer, even though I had a lot of good ideas a lot of times. A lot of the professors in college would say, we like Eric's ideas and what he was discussing. However, I would get nailed heavily nailed on just basic format, spelling, structure, all that kind of good stuff. So through the process of journaling, I gained tremendous increased skills in my writing, which gave me great confidence, which years later, without even realizing it until just now, I can write a book. Years ago, I would have never thought I had the skill set to write a book or the confidence to write a book. Now, without even realizing it, no problem. I can write a book without even worrying about it. And when I go in my office and I see my old journaling books, there's a few of them. And I've written actually many books in terms of just volume of content. Yes, they're in different directions, things like that. But when you do that, it gives you tremendous confidence to realize, wait a minute, things that you may have not been able to do, or even things that you were really poor at your whole life, and things that you believed you were poor at your whole life, can change. That's one of the benefits of journaling. So, I hope everybody had a good journaling session, and remember, enjoy the process. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.